going on, everybody? Welcome back to Apex Autos, the channel where we break down the newest, boldest, and most exciting vehicles hitting the market before anyone else does. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell, because today we are diving deep into a car that is about to shake up the entire compact SUV segment, the all-new 2027 Hyundai Tucson. This is not just a facelift, this is a full generational leap. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why Hyundai is calling this their boldest Tucson yet. Let's start right where your eyes go first, the front end. Hyundai has completely reworked the face of the Tucson for this generation, moving toward what the brand is calling its art of steel design philosophy. Gone is the soft, rounded, almost jelly bean shape we got used to on the outgoing model. In its place is a squared-off, more upright, and honestly more aggressive front fascia that gives this SUV serious road presence. You get a full-width illuminated light signature stretching across the nose, flanked by slim vertical daytime running lights on either side that almost look like they belong on something out of a sci-fi movie. The headlights themselves are tucked into that structure, giving the Tucson an almost symmetrical H-shaped lighting motif when it's lit up at night, and trust me, this thing is going to turn heads sitting at a red light after dark. Below that, the grille has grown wider and more pronounced, and the lower bumper has a chunkier, more sculpted design with functional-looking air intakes that give it a tougher stance. Hyundai has also grown the overall footprint of this vehicle, adding a little over 2 inches in length and about 1.5 inches in width compared to the outgoing model. That might not sound like a lot on paper, but combined with the boxier proportions, taller hood line, and more pronounced fender flares, this Tucson looks significantly larger and more substantial in person than the model it replaces. If you're someone who felt the old Tucson looked a little too soft or too crossover-ish, this redesign is basically Hyundai's answer to that criticism. Now let's swing around to the back, because Hyundai did not phase out on the rear design either. The tailgate has been redesigned with a full-width light bar that connects the two taillight clusters, a styling trend we've already seen catching fire across the industry, but Hyundai has given it their own three-dimensional twist here with taillights that have real depth and layering when you look at them up close. The rear bumper is beefier too, with a more substantial lower section that mirrors the aggressive front end, and that squared-off greenhouse carries all the way to the back, giving the Tucson a much more planted, upright stance from every angle. One really clever functional upgrade back here. The rear doors now open to a wider angle than before, which Hyundai says was specifically engineered to make loading kids into car seats and hauling cargo significantly easier. It's a small detail, but if you've got a family, you know exactly how much of a game changer that kind of thing can be on a daily basis. Alright, let's step inside, because this is honestly where Hyundai made some of their biggest changes. The dashboard has been completely reimagined with a wide, horizontal layout that immediately feels more premium and more tech-forward than anything the Tucson has offered before. The centerpiece is a large curved touchscreen setup that dominates the driver's line of sight, running Hyundai's next-generation infotainment system. Early reports suggest this display could be pushing into the range of 16 to 17 inches depending on trim, which would put it firmly in flagship territory for this segment. Behind the wheel, you get a slim, horizontally oriented digital instrument cluster paired with a new 2-spoke, flat-bottom steering wheel design that feels more modern and more driver-focused than the outgoing model setup. Despite going all in on screens, Hyundai was smart enough to keep a row of physical buttons and a real climate control knob tucked below the main display, which honestly deserves some applause. A lot of manufacturers have been burying every single function inside a touchscreen menu lately, and it's refreshing to see Hyundai keep some tactile controls for the essentials like temperature and volume. The center console has also been redesigned with a more elevated, floating look, wrapped in soft touch materials with some tasteful faux wood accents depending on the trim you choose, and reports even point to some bold orange accent detailing scattered through certain interior packages to give the cabin a bit more visual energy. Space-wise, that extra wheelbase and added width we talked about earlier translates directly into more room for rear seat passengers, with reports suggesting close to 1.5 inches of additional headroom in the back compared to the current Tucson. Combine that with the wider opening rear doors, and this is shaping up to be one of the most family-friendly cabins in the entire compact SUV class. Storage looks generous too, with a dual wireless charging pad rumored for the front console and fast USB-C charging ports scattered throughout the cabin to keep everyone's devices topped off on long road trips. As for what's under the hood, Hyundai hasn't confirmed final powertrain specifics yet, but all signs point toward a continuation of their turbocharged gas, hybrid and plug-in hybrid lineup, giving buyers plenty of flexibility depending on how they want to balance performance against fuel economy. We're also expecting a rugged XRT trim to return to the lineup with some extra styling toughness, and there's a strong chance we'll see an N-line variant for anyone who wants a sportier edge to their family SUV. So that's your first real look at the 2027 Hyundai Tucson, front to back and inside out. This redesign is a serious statement from Hyundai, and it's clear they're not playing it safe anymore in a segment that's been dominated by the same handful of players for years. What do you think about this bold new direction? Are you loving the boxier look, or do you miss the softer curves of the outgoing model? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I read every single one of them. If you enjoyed this breakdown, do me a favor and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video from us here. We've got a lot more coverage on this Tucson coming as more official details drop, so stick around for that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.